Hey, what up? Well, welcome to the Focus page. It's me, Mr. P again, and I'm going to be giving you my newest review of the last and final installment of the Planet of the Apes franchise, War for the Planet of the Apes, directed by Matt Reeves. Now, the less I say about this film, the better. But all I can tell you that Caesar, played by the excellent Andy Serkis, goes on a revenge mission against an evil general, played by Woody Harrelson, after he's kidnapped his wife and child. There's more to that plot, but the less I say about it, the better, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you to go in there with open expectations. Now, having seen this film yesterday and having watched the two previous installments, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, this film for me was a fitting end to the series and was the best in the series thus far. And for me, it's a rarity. Because you get films where when it's the third film in a franchise, that's when the plot starts, that's when the formula starts to get a little stale. That's when, what used to work in the two previous installments don't work in this film, and sometimes it turns out to be a disappointment, like Blade Trinity. This film is the total opposite. It is a beautifully directed, beautifully acted, and well written piece of work. And it is up there with those films where the third film is as good, if not better, than the two previous installments. So it is up there with Return of the Jedi. It is up there with Logan. It is up there with Bourne Ultimatum. It is up there with Captain America Civil War. That's how good this film is. It is a beautifully told piece of work. Matt Reeves, who has come a long way as a director and as an artist, I originally remember him because he was one of the writers on Under Siege 2. He's crafted, again, a beautifully written piece of work, just like he did in the previous installment of Planet of the Apes. And for me, the high point, there are several high points in this film, the editing, the cinematography. But I think Michael Giacchino, who composed the score for this film, and he did the original score for the previous installment, again puts together a beautifully well-crafted piece of music that helps the film immensely. There's times where, the apes are sounding towards one another, and sometimes there's silence or there is music involved, and it helps the film beautifully. Michael Giacchino, if you remember, he did, the previous installment of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He did Mission Impossible 3 and 4. He's done Jurassic World. He did Jurassic World. He did Up, which he won an Academy Award for. So he's come a very, very long way as a composer. Also, Andy Serkis gives an excellent turn as Caesar. Now, even though he's on prosthetic makeup and he's wearing like motion capture prosthetics, he gives an excellent, dramatic, and well-rounded performance as Caesar. Also, Steve Zahn in the film, who plays Bad Ape. Now, this character adds some light comedic relief. It's not a comedy film per se, but there are some comedic moments in the film that had the audience laughing and gave them some chuckles. I know it did for me. And for me, he was a likable character. He wasn't annoying psychic like Jar Jar Binks was in the Phantom Menace Star Wars. It was a well-rounded character, and he worked. He worked really, really well in this film. He didn't overdo it. It was done subtly, and it was done at the right time and the right moments to help with the narrative of the film, and I think he worked very well. Someone who I thought was good, but I thought could have been used a lot more in this film, was Woody Harrelson, who played the general. Woody Harrelson is a wonderful actor. He's come a long way and he's built up an extensive career. And I think in this film, he was slightly underused. I thought he could have been used just a little bit better. I think that he could have been in more scenes. But having said that, he worked in this film, and when he was in the scenes in the film, you couldn't take your eyes off of him. But for me, I think what was really the star of this film wasn't even the acting. The main star of the film wasn't even the acting, wasn't even the directing. It was the visual effects. The visual effects in this film are phenomenal. Now, there was some talk about whether, Andy Serkis could win an Academy Award for this film for his performance. Possibly not. Possibly not. Michael Giacchino for the score? Maybe. But the visual effects, I'd definitely say that there is a strong chance this film could win an Academy Award. Now, the visual effects in this film were done by Weta Digital, which is owned by Peter Jackson, the New Zealand-based digital effects firm. And they did, visual effects for Lord of the Rings. They did Avatar. They did King Kong. They were the company that were responsible for doing for finishing off the final shots that when the late Paul Walker died in Fast and Furious 7. So they have a strong visual effects background, and in this film they are phenomenal. There's times when you can't tell, are these actors, are these visual effects? And when you can't tell whether it is visual effects or whether it's human beings, you know that the visual effects company have done their job properly. You know they've done their job properly, and you know that they're up there with the best. You know, Weta started in '93, the same year as Digital Domain. But at the same time, Weta has won 5 Academy Awards thus far, and it is slowly but steadily proven itself to be one of the best visual effects houses in the business. Now, this film is just a beautifully told piece of work, you know, and it flows consistently. It doesn't drag on. It is 2 hours and 20 minutes, and the trailers do deceive. You know, the trailers make you think that, okay, it's just going to be a straight action film, that there are like moments of intense action. And no, that's not the case. This is more of a character driven and more drama related film. There is one great action sequence at the end where they're in the camps, and again, not to spoil it, but you have to see it. But again, it is all about Caesar struggling with his emotions, trying to, you know, locate his wife and child, and trying to come to terms with like himself, and trying to lead his people into this new desert where they're hoping to set up shop. But you know what I mean, trying to set up a new home for themselves. But on the whole, Matt Reeves has accomplished a feat of making a third film where it is just as good, if not better, than the previous 2 installments. And War of the Planet of the Apes is a beautifully told story, well directed, well written, well acted, and I can see this film getting a few Academy Award nominations. If it's somehow overlooked in the acting department, I can definitely see it getting it in the technical. So I'm talking about, you know, visual effects, editing, cinematography, music. I think it is a shoe-in for one of those for those categories. So, is War of the Planet of the Apes one to watch? If you've seen the 2 previous installments, then I definitely recommend that you see the third, because I think it is a fitting end to the trilogy. Is it one for the DVD collection? Absolutely, if you have the 2 previous installments. So, I will definitely give this film an 8 out of 10. Well, that's my review for War of the Planet of the Apes. Tell me what you think. Did you enjoy it? What do you think about this review? Please feel free to leave your comments, review below. And feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I shall see you in the next film review. Stay blessed.